What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers. This episode we are back in creative because there's a few things that I need to figure out. What we're doing is we're trying to get the space tether done, but it's a little bit different than the one I've built before. So let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, so the last time I tried to do this, we only had one pillar. This time we're going to be building with 4 pillars. So what I'm going to need is, I'm going to need 4 separate projectors, which you're going to need to project this. I already have the projection set up and everything. I just have to figure out where I'm going to place everything. So what we need to do first is we need to get to the first set of pistons, which are going to go in line with these conveyors. Need to figure out how I'm going to do this. Alright. First things first though, I need to turn on my crosshairs. I won't be able to see shit. Alright, game, crosshair, there you are. I just do that so I can make the thumbnails and stuff like that. I just keep forgetting to turn it back on. Alright, so what we're going to need to do is first we need to find the center, which looks like is about right here. And then we need to build all the way up until we're level with the conveyors. We need to come one down because we need a conveyor junction. Right, is it here? Yep, it's right here. So conveyor junction. Alright, so that's where our pistons are going to start. But next thing I need to do is I need to figure out the spacing for those pistons. So what we're gonna have is, best way to do this is with blocks. Alright, so there's gonna be a conveyor there. There's gonna be a space for the pistons to move. Another conveyor. Pistons are 2 blocks. And this is where our conveyors need to come to. This is gonna be a conveyor junction, actually. No, it's not. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this. Shit. Alright, let's go with regular conveyor. So it looks like we need to come out 3 on all sides. So the reason I do this in creative, not only does it help me visualize what I need to build, but also in videos it helps me to explain what I need to do to you guys, so it's easier to explain. I still have trouble with it, but I try my best. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need is a piston. Why is the P? I think I'm having trouble with my keyboard, because I keep hitting keys twice. So either I'm getting old and my hands are starting to shake, or there's something up with my keyboard. Alright, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 pistons. Then at some point when I get this into survival, I'll go ahead and name all the pistons, all the connectors, all the merge blocks that we're going to be using. Alright, so now what we're going to have, if you look down at the production facility, that's where the resources need to come from, and they're going to go up to the conveyors. The conveyors are going to be connected through a conveyor system which is in that ring. So yeah, all the components that I need to build this elevator are going to come through the pillars. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to connect this centerpiece to those pillars in a way that resources can pass through. The way we're going to do that is with a connector. But that's not going to be enough, because we also do need to connect a projector that we can move later on. So what I need to do is, not only do we need the projector, but I need a way of connecting permanently to, or not permanently, a way of connecting to the pillars to make that projector part of the same grid. So what we're going to go with is merge block. So we're going to have those on all sides, right underneath the connector. That's why I placed the connectors the way that I did, was so that way we have that snap point right underneath it. Alright, if I can find, there it is. So then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, now we can go ahead and place the projectors. So we're gonna need 4 of those, 1 for each pillar. I just need to make sure that they're all facing the same way, so when I line them up, it'll be simple. Alright, okay, so that's the top. Where's the front? There it is. My bad. Alright, so 4 on all 4 of these merge blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this is the bottom part. At some later date, or after I get everything named, I'll add the connectors and merge blocks to this side. So that way we have something to connect to. But yeah, that is... No, it's not the first step. That's not going to work like that. Alright, the thing is right now I need pistons in order to move this thing along. And the only place I have to connect them is right here. And that's not going to be good enough. This whole thing is, with just one line of pistons, this whole thing is going to wobble badly. So yeah, that's not going to work. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to switch all this out for conveyor junctions. But I don't want to disconnect the piston that we already have. I think that should hold right there. So Control 2. Alright, I think it's good now. Or at least I hope. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to go ahead and do that on all 4 sides. So let me go ahead and get that done on my own real quick. Alright, now that we have that, we can go ahead and place the pistons where they need to go. So this is all together going to be... Oh shit, I didn't even think about counting it. 3, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. All together it's going to be 20 pistons. No way. That's a lot of pistons, but once we're done, it should work. So these pistons right here are in order to lift the entire system. That's all they do, is just go in and out. Now hopefully... I think I tried to build this way one time. No, I actually had a pillar that came up through the center. I can't remember. I think I tried to do this before and it didn't quite work out, and I never did figure out how to fix it. Alright, so now that we have the pistons, what I need to do when I get this into survival, the top pistons, I need to set those up for their minimum and maximum distances. I don't really remember what those are supposed to be set at, so I'll have to do that as I go. But now that we have those, what we're going to have to do is, since now we have separate grids, we need to go ahead and try to connect these conveyor junctions all into one grid. Which should be pretty simple. That shouldn't be difficult to do. We do have power. Now, the reason for this is to make the entire construction stable. I mean, you don't have to do it. It's just better to do it to make it a little bit stronger. So what I need to do is we're going to need the merge blocks. We need to lift this piston right here. Come on. Thank you. Alright, so we'll go ahead and reverse that. Now what I need to do is I need to bring blocks over to that merge block right there. So the merge block, that merge block is there. The merge block we're about to put down is going to be there. And just bring it over until it's lined up. Now we can go ahead and place this merge block. If I can find the end, there we go. And then all we have to do is just reverse the piston. And then continue for all 4 sides. That should work. Alright, so now what we're going to need in order to permanently connect this thing together when we get rid of the merge blocks, we'll go ahead and add the conveyors. So right in the middle, we're going to have the conveyor junction. And now they should be permanently connected. There we go. Everything's green. All the conveyors. Yep, we're connected. All right. So now what I need to do is the other two sides and get that all connected. I'll go ahead and do that on my own because it's pretty much just repeating the same step that I just did. So once we're done, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back. Alright, now that we got that done, I went ahead and extended the pistons because for the next set of stuff we're going to need room for welders. Yeah, it wasn't high enough. So what's going to happen is when this connector is connected, it will be able to pass components from this pillar into the system that builds. Now, when this part up here where we're going to put pistons, once that's connected, we're not going to actually be building because the top's not going to move because that's where the welders are going to be connected. So we're not going to need a connector up there. All we need is a merge block to connect the top to the pillars. So let me go ahead and grab piston for the other four sides and then the merge blocks. So now what we need to set up are the welders, but there's going to be another trick to that one. So merge block on all four sides. Oh, right there. Come on, there you go. Alright, so one thing we need to keep in mind is there's two separate types of limits in the game. There's a soft limit and a hard limit. The soft limit is the one that you can change in the game settings. The hard limit is the game limit, one you cannot change. When we get to a certain height, we'll have so many blocks that I will not be able to place anymore. I won't be able to build them. So at some point, we might have to start with a new grid. Now, to get out of the gravity of the moon, we only need to go 4 kilometers. So I might get lucky and we might not hit that point. But if we do, what I need to do is I need to be able to connect the next grid to these pillars. We'll just keep them separate for right now. And then once the entire thing is done, we'll use merge blocks to connect them, to make them one piece. So what I need to do is I need to get the welders, which are going to be sitting on top of these pillars. I need to be able to get them out of the way. So what I'm going to try, I haven't tried this before. I don't know how well it's going to work. We're going to try advanced welders, or advanced rotors, my bad. So if we put rotors on all 4 of these conveyor junctions, just like that, I also need to go ahead and get those set up. So all we're going to need to do is to move the welders out enough so that we can get the next grid on. So I think if we just turn them at a 45-degree angle, that should be good enough. Let's go ahead and try that out real quick. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we'll see. So we'll go ahead and get, actually let's go up a little bit more. Just to make sure we have enough power. Then we'll go ahead and set the speed for 1. Lower limit we'll set to 0. Upper limit we'll set to 45. So the rotors are at, they should be at 0 here in a second. Alright, now that the rotors are all at 0, we can continue on. So the next thing, this merge block is going to be even with the merge block that's going to be right here. The conveyor is just there for spacing. Don't pay any attention to that conveyor. So it's going to be even, so the welders actually need to be pointed down to be even with that merge block. Now the welders are 2 blocks long. So what we need to do is make a little bit more space. And then we need to go ahead and bring those out. Now what I want is, since we're using vanilla welders and they have a very short range, we're going to go ahead and put 1 welder for each one of these blocks. So we're going to have, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3. What I need to do is I need to bring this conveyor out. And we need to be able to connect up the welders. So what we'll do is we'll put conveyor junction, and then we'll put elbows here. Just like that. Now what we need is the welders. You know, I could use the modded ones just for the hell of it. Yeah, let's do that just to be on the safe side. Alright, so all I need to do now is make sure that they are connected to the conveyors. And we need to come out 4, just like that. Alright, maybe this is going to be a little bit bigger than I thought. But that should work, hopefully. Now what we need to do is I need to finish the other 4 on the other side, on all 3 of the other sides. But first, let's go ahead and try the rotor and make sure that it does actually twist and get out of the way. Oh, why did I just do that? Alright, so I accidentally detached the rotors and I reattached them. Everything is a little bit wobbly, so let's go into the pistons. Okay, yeah, for some reason I keep hitting buttons twice. Alright, so let's go ahead and add inertia tensor. There we go. Now the whole thing should be stable. Alright, so also what we want to do is go ahead and add inertia tensor to the rotors as well. And let's go ahead and reverse them, not detach. There we go. Alright, so now it should stop. That should be good. Alright, so now we'll have enough room to go ahead and bring up the next grid and get it attached. So it looks like that's going to work out pretty well. Pretty much that's all we need to do. Just go ahead and do the other 4. Exactly like we did that one. And then we can get it over into survival and get that built and then test it out. But what I want to do is I only want to go 800 meters at a time. At some point, especially if you're doing this in multiplayer, this elevator might get attacked, so it's a good idea to go ahead and have some defense. Turrets, stuff like that. We could also add, as we go up, we can add solar panels. So what I want to do is every 800 meters I want to go ahead and add a ring. And so I already saved this blueprint right here, and I think this should work. So what we're going to do is every 800 meters I'm going to build this ring. Then I think we'll come out just a little bit so we can make room for solar panels and to add turrets. And then I need to figure out how to add some turrets down here at the surface. We'll get that figured out. But yeah, the next step is to get this into survival, get it built. Should only take me about an hour. The hardest part is to get everything named and then get the timer blocks programmed. But yeah, once I get it built, I'll go ahead and show you guys where we're at, and then we'll go ahead and do a little bit of a building montage so you guys can see the thing build. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, last episode we got the production finished. I went ahead and added, I think, the oxygen tanks, the... Oh, is this already full? Damn, that didn't take long. Used to be to fill up one of these tanks, took forever. But yeah, this is our hydrogen, and then of course we have O2 generators, which go all the way across. I was very careful to make sure that they did not connect to any of the assemblers, so we didn't get stuff mixed up. But another thing I kind of realized that I had to do was add a merge block that goes down underneath the base into the conveyors for the rest of the station. I also had to do the same thing underneath this one. There's like a sorter right there which only allows ores and ingots. The problem you'll have if we don't add that sorter, it's going to create kind of a loop. So what I had to do is I had to prevent components from coming back through the system, because then it would cause some issues and stuff would not produce like it's supposed to. I think I have everything set up, I think. Did I name all the assemblers and everything? Yes, I did. So Tim's is running. Tim's is going. We're producing all the components that we need. Pretty soon we're going to run out of ores, so we need to get ourselves back into space as quickly as possible. But yeah, here's our system. Unfortunately, it's dark, so you guys can't see it. Oh, welders are on. Yeah, I did a couple of test runs to make sure that everything worked. So I need to make sure I do not go any closer. I'm surprised they didn't kill me. But yeah, afterwards, after we get that whole thing built, I went ahead and add the merge blocks and the connectors. Just makes it a little easier to name everything. But I think we're ready to go. So yeah, all the welders and everything are set up. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and set up a GPS. We'll do it right here. So all I want to do is I want to do 800 meters at a time. And every 800 meters I'll build a ring. So that way we can put solar panels, turrets, and everything else on this thing. This is going to be a lot of work. But I guess it's time to go ahead and get this started. So what we need to do is we need to turn on the timer. Because that's how I have this thing set up. I have it set up with emergency shut off. All I have to do is press a button, it turns off the last timer, and we just need to turn it back on. If I could keep from getting killed by the welders. Alright, so the button right here, we just hit number 4. Go ahead and get into our seat. Go ahead and get in a third person. It should start working. Yep, there it goes. Go ahead and get rid of the HUD. Yep, there it goes. Alright, so for those of you who really enjoy time lapses or montages, what we're going to do for the last little bit of this video is we're going to go ahead and do a montage of this thing building. So that way you guys can go ahead and enjoy that. But yeah, I think we'll end the episode right here. We'll go ahead and let this build for a little bit. Next episode, we'll be working on the first ring, trying to figure that out. Getting solar panels, stuff like that done. Weapons, I don't know. We'll figure it out then. But until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.